Hello and welcome to the Magic the Blabbering podcast. I'm your host, Nick, with Josh, and today we're talking all things Magic the Gathering, just kind of what's going on because there's not a ton of news, a little bit. But how are you doing, Josh?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. Hopefully, you can't hear the constructing that's going on outside my house. So there's like jackhammering in the sidewalk. So hopefully, you guys can't hear that. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Been actually, sorting some cards, building some decks. Kind of getting back into like actually playing Magic. Like I haven't built a deck for a few months. So my last weekend, my son came over and we built some decks. My wife, we finished her Tom Bombadil deck and got some got me the bug of building decks again, and so yeah, we started that and yeah,
Yeah,
organizing
you've
cards.
been leaning on your Dungeons and Dragons deck too much. You needed to spice it up.
Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff that I needed to get organized, like stuff that's in standard currently that like sometimes I don't organize stuff until I'm like done opening up all the cards, because I don't want to organize three different times. But like it was pretty easy to make decks, because I've got everything pretty much organized. But then if you got that one card from Aether Drift that we needed, and my Aether Drift stuff's not sorted because I'm still, possibly I still got packs to open here, so I haven't sorted it all. So it took a little more time that way, and I was just like, F it, let's just get everything out, get it all organized, and then I'll just deal with it whenever I open the packs. So I've got two card tables in my living room full of cards. So I've got everything sorted by color that I had wanted. So and I've got I fully did Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I fully got it sorted by color. Got this full set in my binder and everything. Got all the rares and foils sorted out. So we're making progress because I don't see any Outlaws of Thunder Junctions packs here to open. So I'm pretty much done opening that set. Karloff Manor, I've had it sorted and organized for a while. Don't have any more of that, but all the stuff that released this year and Bloomborough and Foundations, I still got packs to open. So that stuff I'm just kind of sorting, by color, and I'll get to it. Uh, you know, Probably after I open my advent calendar this year, I will probably go ahead and just get everything done if I don't get to it before then. But this way, just having it at least sort of by color make deck building a little bit easier. So yeah, that's what I've got going on now. I had somebody give me a collection. I bought a couple boxes at a garage sale, and then I bought a partial part of a collection this year that I'm kind of integrating all those cards into my collection. And then I've got this big garage sale find that I need to go through. So I'm planning on actually, going on YouTube and Twitch and opening it up and seeing what's in there because it's a crazy story. I went to this garage sale and I paid $200 for this whole big collection. Um, Part of it was a full sealed box of Japanese Strixhaven. So I paid basically 125, $110 for all these boxes of cards. There's like 15 fat pack size boxes, and then a big the gift I forget what they're called, the gift bundle things, one of those full of cards. So I kind of went
I
into,
think behind you on your shelf, whatever that's
yeah,
called.
this right here, yeah, what is that, it's called doesn't say. I think it's called a gift box, I don't know.
Yeah, a gift box. I think that's a gift box. They only
Yeah,
did those for a little while,
yeah, they
right?
did, yeah. um
Then
so
we got the gift bundle, and then we're good.
yeah, they didn't have collector boosters in these though.
Right, right.
So yeah, so I've got that whole thing to go through. I don't even know what's in it. I bought it back in March, and it's just been sitting on the shelf. And it's just like, man, I need to get this done. So that's my goal. For the near future is to get that. See what's in it. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I got a garage sale. It's kind of a crazy story. Um, they had it listed on Facebook Marketplace under a garage sale that they had Magic cards, and like they said they were opening at 9 o'clock. It was probably about like a 45-minute drive for me, so I drove out there. I got there about like 8:45. Um, I saw them setting up, and so I walked up and I said, "Hey, you guys still setting up?" And they said, "Yeah." So I was like, "Okay, I'll just I'll come back and because I didn't want to go in and while they're setting up and be rude and try to buy stuff and everything." So I just went and sat in my car, and I'm sitting there, and I hear voices, and there's a guy over there. He's talking about car. I overhear him talking about cars. So I was like, no, I was here
I've
first.
been here. I've been here.
So I walked over, and he's like negotiating with this guy, and I was like, hold on a second. So the guy had like a binder full of rares and mythics and stuff, that he was trying to price out individually. He's just like, if you see anything in here, just look it up on TCG Player. And I was like, I hate when people do that. Like, at a garage sale, you're not selling singles. Put them all in a box.
Yeah.
Say how much you want for the box. Either that or just list them on eBay or whatever. Just it's so
Or at
much.
least on your
like,
listing, say you're gonna do that. Then it saves you the trouble.
Yeah. So he had all these other boxes on the table, that he said were full of basically bulk, and uh he said that there were rares and mythics and stuff in there, but not anything, any huge hits. And so I looked through the binder to kind of see what sets, he had stuff from, and he had a lot of Lord of the Rings. Like he looked like he'd opened a lot of Lord of the Rings collector boosters because he had all the different treatments and stuff like that. So I was
Okay.
like, all right, bet. Hopefully some of that is in these boxes. There is a Lord of the Rings fat pack box down here.
Good,
So
good.
hopefully that's full of Lord of the Rings cards. I don't know. I It was kind of a quick deal because people then started showing up, and I was just like, well, I just got to get out of here with these cards before whatever. So the guy that was there before me, he was wanting to make a deal on the whole binder, and the guy wanted to sell him the whole entire collection. And so I looked in a couple of the boxes, and they weren't just all full of lands. And
Yeah.
so I just looked through real quick to make sure that they were actual cards in there instead of just lands or whatever. And so I said, I'll give you 200 for everything plus the Strixhaven box. And he's like, okay, deal. So I paid him, and the other guy was like, okay, finally, can we make a deal on just this binder then, since everything else is gone? And so
Yeah. Yeah.
I started just grabbing the cards and walking away.
You're like,
And
let me go.
yeah, by that time there was like 5 or 6 people just like just standing there, and I was just like hurrying up to get these cards out and brought them home, and I haven't gone through them yet. So yeah, so I don't even know what's in there. It could all be, the 2 boxes I looked in could be, have stuff in them, and the rest could just all be lands. I don't know, but so
RIP my $200 right here. Is what you're.
yeah. Like I peeked in the gift bundle or the gift box, and paged through, and there wasn't lands in there and stuff. So
And were they
yeah,
the Lord of the Rings, the scroll type ones, or was it Lord of the Rings like the um, regular art one?
I don't know.
Okay,
I
we're gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to
I,
watch and see. I gotta know.
I think it was the first run, not the
Okay, not the gift bundle thing.
the holiday edition or whatever.
Holiday edition. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
I
Cool.
think it was the first run. So like he had a baby or something. Like I think he was just trying to. He was like probably a big Lord of the Rings fan, and just opened up a bunch of it. So he had a bunch of sets in there. I saw some older stuff, and when I paged through the gift bundle, there was some stuff that like I'm just looking to fill holes in my collection. I'm not looking for value necessarily. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so I don't mind buying bulk, because like there's full sets that there was like a time period where I'm missing cards, from all those sets, Strixhaven being one of them. So I'm hoping I did see some Japanese Strixhaven in there, so I think he probably opened another box of that. So because he had some of the what do they call mystical archive cards in the rare
Yeah.
binder. So yeah, so it's a gamble, but hopefully it pays off. But Yeah, so that's
Well, they're Magic cards. Sometimes you just leave that box in a corner long enough, and it's
yeah.
worth more money. That's the cool thing about Magic cards.
Yeah.
Suddenly, my shoot go from worthless to $30. You know, it's
Yeah,
just how it goes.
this Ophidian eye, this common from Time Spiral is
Yeah,
$13 now. So yeah.
my
Yeah.
my random junk rare scape shift from back in the day. Oh, $50, sick, nice.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I got going on. I'm, trying to get I really want to go through that and get it, everything integrated in here into my collection. It having being organized makes deck building so much easier. Like we built we built the Tom Bombadil deck, and my son was building a Crick deck, and like I could sit here in my chair, and they'd call out cards, and I could just didn't have to leave my chair, just pull the binder or box off the shelf, and I've got
Oh,
another shelf over here. I just like it's in the Lorwyn binder, and and they just pull it off the shelf, and
that
I mean
must
it.
be nice.
Yeah, yeah, it was super nice. So
I just go grab the color box, and it's semi-alphabetized, and I hope and then it's sorted because I put cards I normally play in one side, cards I don't normally play on the other side, and some of the boxes. It's a nightmare.
yeah, I
It's a
have
nightmare over here, man.
I have like 6 boxes up here that are just like all the commander sets, like because I've got like this random commander card from Commander 2015, like one of the decks or whatever, and they're like, what do you do with that? I just have like a box that's all from the commander precons. So like if I tear apart a precon to do something, I'll just take all those cards and put them in, sort them by color, and put them in, that or in that box. So if I'm looking for commander specific cards from a certain set, then I just go to those boxes. So it takes a little bit more time to do that because there's 5 or 6 sets in the one box,
Yeah.
and then you've got the mystery booster cards and the list cards and all that stuff that they're sorted by color in a box, but it takes a little bit longer, so it's not neatly alphabetized and everything. So eventually I'll probably do that, because I do have a lot of mystery booster stuff to open up still. So and that's
Fun.
what is that, like 5,000 cards in that set, I think.
Ooh, I don't know. So
Yeah,
many.
it's I think it's something like the pool of cards is like 5,000 cards. So and I think like 30 3,500. I don't know, maybe I don't know, I don't remember, but um some of them, they have the new like the future sight frames. They're all reprints, but some of them have the different frames, the white
Yeah,
border,
yeah.
the future sight, all that stuff. So I think there's like just like 3,500 some like regular looking cards. They just have the little
Because
planeswalker symbol in the bottom.
they
So
want it to be spicy and different every time.
yeah. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. We building decks, commander decks, and yeah,
Yeah. I was
organizing.
telling Josh before the podcast, I've actually been like getting my Magic is building up a little bit more.
Yeah.
I've been working on a cube. I don't really know what it is. I'm trying to start with like M10 as my base, and then I've added
So
a bunch of nostalgic cards.
so you might why don't you explain what a cube is exactly?
Yeah, so a cube is a collection of cards. It's usually at least 360 cards, but they can go up to 700, 800, depending on how many people play. And you get all these cards together, and the goal is to be able to draft it. So imagine like 3 or 4 decks worth of cards put together. They're all just laid there, and then you have your base clans to the side. But usually, at least the bare bones that I was looking up today to make sure I was building my cube correctly is typically for a 360 card cube, you have 60 cards of each color, 30 colorless cards, and 30 non-basic lands. If you want to have multicolored cards, it's 50 of each card of each color, and 50 gold cards, or multicolored cards. So, but yeah, usually when I think of cube and when people say let's play cube, I expect them to be playing their best cards in Magic cube. Like that's synonymous in my mind with cube. I really don't like that format personally. I've played it enough. I don't like playing stilted games personally with like Black Lotus and
Yeah.
Ancestral Recall and stuff like that. I've done it enough. That's already play stuff that gets creeps into Commander that I don't like. So when you make your own cube, you can make it however you want. So I decided I wanted to make a cube that has a lot of nostalgia for me, all the things I love about Magic. And I've just been kind of adding cards that I'm like, oh, this is iconic, this is cool, and giving them breathing room to be good. Um, like in your cube, you can foster an environment where like certain cards don't exist. If
Yeah.
Counterspell doesn't exist, and I will have Counterspell in my cube because it's iconic. But like if Counterspell doesn't exist, you have Cancel, which is just like how M10 is trying to reinterpret what Alpha was. And I find that as one of like the big pillar marks in Magic for me. So I'm starting there, adding that, and then building into it, trying to figure out the numbers of cards I need each mana cost. But yeah, I have some cool cards. I was trying to add them in 5 at a time so that each color gets balanced. And it's really cool when I'm trying to find cards to match. I'm going through Onslaught and picking all my favorite cards. Sometimes you have a full cycle, like the Pit Fighter cycle. If you guys don't know that, that's Rorik's Bladewing, Sylvos, Viscera, who am I missing? Jareth Leonine Titan, and Arcanus, the Omnipotent. That 5-card cycle. So I have a 5-card cycle, but some of the cards I'm like, oh, I like these, but I need another one. So
Yeah.
green, back in the day, even though now we think of green reigning pretty supreme in a lot of ways, especially in the creature department, kind of lacked luster. So I was thinking Siege Gang Commander. I had like Siege Gang, Kamal, Vista Crosa, I don't know, and 2 other cards. They were all pretty straightforward from back in the past. And I was like, I don't have a green card that's any good. That's like a boss monster. So I was like, oh, what am I going to pick? So I picked Gargos because he just seemed like the most boss monstery. Like, this card can take over the game, is green, is like not too overpowered. So I'm trying to fit those. I'm basically trying to plug holes in the nostalgia gap where it's like, so the colors are balanced.
Is
But yeah, I've been
questing
having fun doing
is
that.
questing beast too overpowered for you?
Well, I'd rather not have Questing Beasts, so Ravenous Bailoff doesn't look like a complete piece of crap because he's in the cube. So trying to
Okay.
thread the needle, yeah. So Questing Beasts probably staying off the table if Ravenous Bailoff plans to live on. Yeah. But yeah,
So
so I'm having fun doing it.
I know a few people that have cubes that I've met through mostly at MagicCon. There's a guy, his name's Onik, and he has a cube that is Arena cube. So it's only cards that are on Arena that he has in his cube.
Oh,
Yeah, and I mean that includes like they've released all the older cards, or a lot of the older cards because there's like um, they have to be cards that you can craft on Arena. So they do have some of those, like Channel and Fireball, are on Arena. So I don't know that he has
oh,
them necessarily in his cube, but that's his basis for his cube is they're
oh.
cards that they can be crafted on Arena. So when they release, I think they released some stuff this week actually. Some of the I forget what they're called, legacy sets or whatever. Um, so he adds new cards with each set release, but also when they release the anthologies, I think is what they're called. So when they
Oh, there
release
you
these anthologies, like sets for Arena, he's able to add those cards to his cube too. So it's pretty
go. Cool.
cool. And then there's a guy, his name's online Mox Cube, and his cube is like the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It has all the moxes in it, every single mox in
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
So there's no proxies in this cube, right? I mean this cube has got to be like high 5 figures. So
Jesus.
he's got
Are they black bordered boxes?
some of them. So yeah,
Oh my God. Just
he's
the fact that any of them are.
yeah, he's got like he's got every single mox in there, right? I mean, I'm talking
Yeah.
Chrome mox, I'm talking all the moxes, the
Mhm.
OG5, all the moxes they've ever printed. And not only that, but every single card in this in his cube is the most pimped out version of the card that you can get. Like it's the
Oh, geez.
like Surge foil, it's the Secret Lair foil card. It's like it's
Serialized.
yeah, it's absolutely nuts.
Oh my God.
All the lands are like all the like foil unlands and stuff like. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh
Um,
my god.
I didn't get to play it in Vegas. I showed up after they had already drafted and stuff, but I got to. I've gone through the cube and seen what's in there, and I got to see a few of the games, and it's a sight to see, man. He also has in addition to the cube, he has Mox Tower. So it was something he found in one of the like the players guides that used to come in the bundles. They had a thing like different formats that you could do, and one of them was this like tower, and it's like 300 cards, and you have I think it's 5 cards that are draftable that are face up, right? So
Mhm.
each turn, you draft a card and you draw a card from the top. And so then whenever there's no more cards to draft down here, you refill that from the top of the stack. Excuse me. You refill from the top of the stack, and you just play around that way. And the tower that he had is all also every pimped out like foil version of every card. And yeah, so I played that in Chicago, me and my wife, and we actually played with the guy that opened the One Ring. His name is Brooke. We were playing with him, and and my friend Rusty. So there was 5 of us playing, and he said that's really what you want. And he ended up winning the Mox Cube, the guy that owns the cube.
Oh
He
wow.
he ended up winning in the most crazy way possible. And he's like, I've never actually done that with this, and it was just nuts. Like, it had what's the guy that just got banned? Dockside or Ragavant?
Uh-huh.
Dockside, yeah. He was like attacking and just like making all these treasures every turn, and yeah, it was crazy. So,
Oh
but
god.
yeah, so that's my experience with Cube, and I know like they do Arena, and I know on Magic Online they have cubes that they do too, every
Hmm.
now and then. So yeah, so that's cool. It's not something that like really um, interests me necessarily. I like playing other people's cubes, and I like seeing like the different kind of like themes and stuff they come up with. It's just not something that I necessarily want to build. So I'm glad you're building one, so I could, we can play
Yeah.
sometime. So
Yeah, I have a few that I like the idea of it for being like novel and unique. Like
yeah,
like this is what Nick's experience, like what he loves in Magic is
yeah.
that's cool to me. And then like you can make set cubes like where you have 6 of each common, 3 of each uncommon, 1 of each rare. Those are interesting to me
That's
because I like
something.
certain
Yeah,
sets.
that's something that would interest me. If I did something like that, I would probably do that, or like a block. Like I would pick like Lorwyn and Shadowmoor blocks and like make a cube out of that. I think that would appeal to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, and that's something you can do, and that's what I want to do with like Shards of Alara, and then also because I have the ability to, I can edit it slightly. So,
Yeah.
fixing some of those, tweaking some of those like rough edges a bit, like mana fixing wasn't amazing, not making it amazing, but making it like palatable.
Have you come up with like drafting archetypes that you want people to draft, like artifact, like white blue artifacts or red green aggro? Do you have different?
No, actually, I haven't at all. And
Okay.
that's kind of this one's the first one I'm working on really is like my favorites cube. I had a
Okay.
cube I built that was supposed to be Shards of Alara E, but I kind of learned when I added too many not too many of the threats, when too many of the threats are new, it
Yeah.
ends up kind of making the old threats seem awful. So you can change the
Right.
spells, but you can't change the creatures, is what I learned. But
Yeah.
but in this new cube, I'm just trying to make it core steady. Like all the cards can kind of play together. I'm not trying to make it too niche, like too mechanically focused. Like unfortunately, some mechanics. I say unfortunately, but some mechanics are getting in. Like there's more cards so far and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I'm trying to just get. I want it to be like a some sort of like alpha core set. Like if I made foundations type of thing. And just see a
Yeah.
lot of cards I
That's cool.
like.
Yeah,
I
that
want
sounds
games to
fun.
be more like focused around a couple of cards instead of like because back in the day, people might not know this nowadays because there's so much answer, unanswer, answer situation. Like all the cards kill anything, or um, you know, uncommons are as threatening as rares now. Back in the day, like a game could be won or lost based on like a creature like dominating the game for an amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like some of that gameplay because you get to kind of like experience like the full body of that card. That's why you have weird cards, and you see them today sometimes come back and be good because they can run a game by themselves, and the mana is so much better. But it's just interesting. So I'm gonna play with it, see what I can do. Try to. It's cool because on Cube Cobra, if you guys haven't, that's the best site to use to practice your cube, or that I'm aware of. And you just go on there and you can mess with it. And I think there's draftism, so you can even plug the cube in. You can all draft together and sample it stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or probably let people draft with you online too. So it's pretty cool. I'm loving it. I've been always wanting to do a cube, and I'm just feel like it's the time I want to spend some time working on that. And I also threw together an invasion block commander deck list. That's just a bunch of cards from invasion because I'm in my nostalgia magic era. I'm like I want to feel good about stuff. I
I
also
think
have like four commander decks on the back burner that I want to build too. So Magic's
Invasion
coming back
is
for me.
Invasion's probably one of my favorite sets because it's really the set that like I got really heavy into Magic with. So like I started in beta in high school. It was my junior year of high school study hall. My friend brings these cards to play with, and I had no idea what Magic was. He was a comic book nerd, so he hung out at the comic book store, and that's where he found this game, and he brought it to study hall and like whipped my ass with this stupid mono black deck with the rack and all that stuff in it. And
Oh,
we were playing with power and black lotuses and everything, unsleeved on the tables at study hall. And yeah, so like I didn't really buy my first cards until Ice Age, I think. And then yeah, I was kind of casual between beta and invasion. Just not really buying stuff. I was mainly like playing the game, not collecting the cards. And then invasion is when I really like kind of went all in and started collecting. And yeah, so that set has really got a special place for me because it was it was really the first set that I bought like a full booster box and cracked it and
yeah.
all that stuff. And you remember tournament packs? We had a bunch
Oh
of
yeah.
those. And yeah, so yeah, so invasion is really special to me. So that's cool. What's the commander you're using?
Chromat, he's the five color
Oh, okay.
legend from Apocalypse,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
made sense to use him.
Yeah.
And I just took all the cool spells and stuff that I knew from that set and put them all into a thing and creatures and just seeing what it looked like. So right now it's just like 60-ish, 50, 60 cards, and I'm like, all right, how am I going to make this a deck?
Yeah.
But it looks cool. There's a lot of powerful spells. The spell rate back then was insane. The creatures, all pretty bad, but the spell rate was like crazy. Repulse, exclude, recoil,
Yeah.
temporal like fissure or something. The card that puts it's like blue green card puts a creature on top. There's just so many like Orm's Thunder, things like that. Just like
Yeah, that was
crazy
the
removal spells.
that was the first set with split cards too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Pain, what assault battery, pain punishment, like
Yeah.
things like order chaos. Yeah, very fun. Very fun to make the list. Just looking at all those old cards. I wish that was just a few years off of Invasion. I started playing Scourge,
Yeah.
and so I just got all the Onslaught stuff. I had a Scourge started with the Goblins, or Onslaught started with the Goblins. Had a deck then, and it's just like, man, I was just a couple years. If I just never played Yu-Gi-Oh, I would have been like right on Invasion, and I would have been going. But if I didn't
Yeah.
play Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, I don't think I would have ever made Magic.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's really cool. Um, but no, it's just been fun, just like seeing all the cards that I like, and just like putting in the pre-modern search to be like, all right, what's in pre-modern first before I
Yeah.
go do this other stuff. And um, after actually maybe we'll talk about that bit of news where Mark Rosewater was saying like now keeping up with what's the anecdote? Keeping up with Magic isn't a thing you're supposed to do. You're just
Yeah.
like there's too many cards intentionally.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm just quoting him, but something like that.
that's a feature, not a bug. Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
we don't want you to know every single magic card out there is basically what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. So you're just not gonna know, and I've already accepted that fate a while ago. I
Yeah.
sit down with one of the guys who brings a new deck every time. I'm like, I have no idea any of those cards are.
Yeah.
Um, my cube originally, I was using foundations as the thing because I was like, oh, this is like a newer core set. Maybe it's more
Yeah.
updated. And then I was like, I don't know enough of these cards, and it's making me not know. Like, I don't have structure in my mind for this. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah, you
never mind.
probably
Go back to
like
basics.
all these older cards you probably have too, like physically have,
Yeah,
like where foundations you'd probably have to go out and, get a bunch of cards.
yeah.
So,
Oh, it was funny because Cube Cobra totals the card's value
oh yeah.
in the thing, and like obviously Foundations is a bigger set than M10, but it's like $2,500 or something high. M10's like 500. It's like a fraction of the cost. Obviously, it's not being played. No one's looking for,
Yeah.
Storm from Pegasus and stuff. But
Are you putting like Primeval Titan? Are you putting like the Titans in there?
they're not in because they're in M11. So right now it's
Oh, were
M10.
they? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Believe it or not, Titans were in M11. M10 was Bane Slayer was the
Oh
big
yeah,
hit
yeah,
from that set, and then the year after was the Titans. So
yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking about the Titans. They're just pretty ubiquitous in my experience playing Magic. So I'm like, eh. And they also outshadow a lot of those older creatures I'm trying to play. So I'm like, maybe not. That's how
Yeah.
low powered mine is. Like Shivan Dragon's in my cube for real. Like it's not coming out. I'm trying to like make like stuff like that happen.
Yeah.
I want
So
games to be ended by a chroma and stuff. So
I know M10. So if in case you're listening out there, you don't know, M10 was their. It was kind of like a reset. Because they were trying to streamline some of this stuff. Where you got they didn't say exile, or they didn't say remove from game. It
yeah,
was exile. It was library, graveyard, battlefield. They had all these terms that they wanted to make standard, and all this stuff. So it was kind of a revamp of the game and the terminology and everything. And that M10 was the first set that they did that with.
there are
So
several things they did. So the battlefield was not named before M10. It was just play.
play,
So now
yeah.
it's the battlefield, which now we know is enters because battlefield was just extra.
Yeah.
Uh, they took damage off of the stack. The damage no longer used the stack in M10. That was a big deal. Lots of old
Yeah.
iconic Magic cards were better. Like Secure Tribelder card, many of you guys probably play with. Excellent card because it would kill X1. So you're swinging in with your Ragavan swinging in. I block with my Secure Tribelder. I'll sack it with First, I'll put damage on the stack. Like
Hmm.
imagine your damage was a card. Sack my Secure Tribelder, get my land, and your Ragavan's dead.
Yeah.
Uh, there's this card, Momentary Blink. Some of you guys probably are familiar with. It's like a white and one, has flashback. It exiles target creature and returns it to the battlefield. There's this card called Revelark that when it left the battlefield, you would return to two mana value or 2 power or less creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield. That card was absurd because I would deal 4 damage. Revelark's a 4/3 flyer. It would deal 4 damage to your attacker. Then they'd get 2 guys back and they'd have the Revelark. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Um, Also, things like Morphling and things with Regenerate were a lot, well, maybe not Regenerate, but Morphling. If you guys don't know Morphling, it's, I don't even know if I know all the words on Morphling. It's been so long. Morphling is, first of all, one of the coolest looking arts. It looks like the guy from Nine Inch Nails or something is just like on a card art or something.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, it's Morphling 3 blue creature shapeshifter. For 1 blue, untap this creature. For 1 blue, this creature gains flying until end of turn. For 1 blue, this creature gains shroud until end of turn. Which didn't say shroud. It said cannot be the target of spells or abilities until end of turn. And then it had pay 1 colorless or 1 generic, I guess. This creature gets +1/-1 until end of turn, or pay 1 generic. This creature gets +1 -1/+1 until end of turn. It's a 3/3. So this card they used to call Superman, I believe. It was like the best creature of all time for a while. I remember being called. Um, and the reason being, when damage was on the stack, you could power it up with that second to last ability to make it a 5/1, put damage on the stack, so it would hit as a 5, and then you could you could power a bunch more mana to it and make it a X infinite, so it would
Yeah.
just like not die. And also having Shroud back in the day was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it could block and attack, so it was like Sarah Angel, just funny. Also part of her reserve list, so that's also kind of funny to me. But um,
When did we get rid of mana burn?
that was, I think, the same time. I think that was the same time too. I think it was also Mana Burn died then
Yeah,
too.
because I remember playing like Commander with Mana Burn, so it
Yeah,
had to have
because
been around that same
Mindslaver
time.
used to say they don't take mana burn during this turn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, some keywords. I think maybe we got some different keywords that got locked in. Maybe reach was added.
I think Lifelink was
Uh,
actually added
oh
um,
yeah,
because they had it used to say whenever it dealt damage you gain that much life, and then you could give those creatures Lifelink and you would gain twice, twice the number of life.
yeah. And they changed that on some cards because like Exalted Angel, I believe still says when I deal damage, you gain that much life, so it's a trigger.
Uh huh.
Where like things like Loxodon Warhammer got errated to be lifelink. So it used to be like, oh, I have two Loxodon Warhammers, you're
Yeah.
super dead. Now it's like okay, it doesn't do anything extra, it's just more power. Can you
Yeah.
believe that card was an uncommon? Now that card's unplayable. It's just like
I
that card used to be
know.
a staple in Commander. It used
I
to be
was
played in Standard.
I was looking up cards, white cards, and I was looking up Revel Arc, and I was like, why is this card not more expensive? It used to be a beast, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, now it's just like a piece of combo if it even exists anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that thing used to be the bane of my existence. So back in our favorite era of Magic, I would argue, back in Lorwyn Standard, there was five color control, there was a bunch of aggro decks of different varieties, and then there were some combo decks, but none of them. They were all kind of cute and not particularly good. And then there was Revelark. And Revelark was in this awesome situation in the metagame where it could basically never lose to aggro, but it could never beat five color control. So it was
Yeah.
really awful when you sat down to play Friday Night Magic and you're playing the aggro deck and you're just like, oh my god, I can never beat this person. And then I guess I should also say there was five color control. There was also fairies.
Fairies. Yeah.
So I guess fairies beat everything, but it was such a weird time when that was before Jund, and it was like fairies was the best deck, but everyone is just completely happy to be playing other stuff at
Yeah.
the kitchen, like at the F&M. Like no one cared. You could still win. Like there
I
were a
played
lot of
a
hate cards, but
played a lot of mono red. Mono red was all
yeah,
is always good,
uh,
you know.
always good. I always love it being good. Demigod of Revenge. Oh,
Yeah.
so love that card. There's so many fun things in that. Anyway, so that's a pine wax poetic infinitely on old cards. But yeah, that's what I've been doing to tickle my magic fancy. And it's nice to go and use these new cards because the one benefit of having all these cards being printed all the time is there's a lot of like oddly niche cards that can fit in places that I'm missing. So it's nice because it's like, oh, where can I find this? Like, I need a random, like, kind of mid-tier
Yeah.
creature that does something kind of good. There it is. It exists now. So,
Yeah. I've been
so
so I think we were talking before the podcast too about bundle battles. You said you recently
yeah,
did one of those. That's
yeah. So I went to go visit a friend of mine. I hadn't seen in a while. We've been playing Magic forever. Hadn't seen in a while, and I bought him a Duskmorn Fat Pack on his birthday or bundle. See, I'm going back in time. I bought him a Duskmorn bundle on his birthday. He bought me a Tarkir one, but I hadn't seen him in a long time. And Tarkir was after my birthday, so he saw me on my birthday. The bundle got given later because that's what I wanted. And so he's had it since then. We finally get together. He bought an Edge of Eternities bundle, and I had my Tarkir bundle. We opened them up and we played some games, and Tarkir destroys Edge of Eternities. Or at least that's how the games went. We played like four.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That my wife and I
uh,
do that all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do. You know, you just each grab a bundle, crack it open. That's your card pool, and it's like sealed plus basically. And just so
it's like
you
super sealed because you can play like so many different decks. Like it's
yeah.
not like you're just locked in. You can switch it up.
Did you guys make 60 or 40 card decks?
I made a 40 card deck. I think he
Yeah,
did also, but I don't
yeah.
think we usually cap it or anything.
You can
But yeah,
make
we did.
60 card decks out of the bundle too. We usually play 40 card. It depends on what cards we get to, and sometimes we'll be like, "Do you want to build a 60 card deck?" And we're like, "Sure, yeah, well, let's do that." So, yeah,
I think
uh,
60 would be more fair because man, if your deck has some hot heaters, you're gonna draw them all the time. 40
yeah.
card. I don't. Every game it was like Meringue River, whatever that thing. The the
River
double
Regent.
bounce dragon. Yeah, Meringue River Regent. Bounce through your things. Oh, I had a Crater Hoof also, but I never cast it. And I had two of the dragon that enters. It's like got Omen and it's like a Kadama's Reach kinda. And
Yeah.
then it like enters and you gain 3 life. I had two of those, so it was just like I always have all the mana. What are you gonna do? Oh, and I had to make that. He had there's a 2-drop from Edge that's a red and one. He's a Kavu. It's like a 2/1, and it says when it enters, it either gets 2 counters or it gives you 2 lander
Yeah.
tokens. And I basically always chose to give him counters, and yeah, it just never was good for him after that. It's like,
Yeah.
counters. Oh, just destroyed. He did win one of the games with some card from Edge of Eternity. It's like a red and double X, and it copies a thing for the amount of X, and he made like multiples of some common and hit me for like 40 or something. And I was like,
Oh.
okay. I was like, that card's. I didn't realize I was so close to being dead.
Yeah, yeah, I know that's I love bundle battles. That's one of my favorite things that we do here when a new set comes out. So because I always buy the bundles, like if at the very least, like Final Fantasy, I bought bundles. I didn't buy any booster packs, any booster boxes. I just bought the bundles. I'll probably do the same thing with Spider-Man. I don't know about Avatar. I'll probably do the same thing with Avatar. By the way, I'd started watching Avatar.
Oh,
So
okay,
yeah,
okay. How's it
yeah.
going?
So
Still in book one?
yeah, I think we're 8 episodes in, so about halfway through the first season. Yeah, so I kind of dig it. My wife's into it too, so yeah, it's I don't
She
like.
likes it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you
I
don't like?
no. Oh, I like it. I like the in overall. I like it. I just don't like the Zuko. I don't like his voice.
Oh, you don't like the voice actor?
Yeah,
Oof.
it's I because I know it's
That's
like
tough, buddy.
I feel like it's just like a kid trying to do an adult voice. You know what I mean? Like I'm a powerful guy. It's just I don't know. The voice bothers me, but overall, I love the show. Yeah, it's pretty good. So
Hilariously, I'm pretty sure that guy's a pretty famous voice actor for years before that.
oh
So
really?
I think it's even funnier. That guy's a really famous. What is
So
that
isn't
guy's
it
name?
isn't it adult? It's adult trying to do like a angsty teen
It is an
voice.
adult. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What is his name? Dante Bosco? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah,
Maybe it
that's
isn't.
I'm
Yeah.
just not feeling that voice, but overall, I love the show. Yeah, it's good. So,
Yeah.
we're trying to get through it before the set comes out. So, I think we're on track. We'll probably binge a few episodes this weekend. We're trying to do kind of one per night. So
Yeah, it gets really, really good. So,
yeah.
have they gotten the whole cast together yet?
No. So the last episode we watched, I think the last episode we watched, we got our first introduction to the Cabbage Man. So yeah,
He's in episode one?
no, he's not in
Oh,
episode
okay.
one. No, he's
I
in
was like, he's in episode.
no, the last episode that we watched.
Oh, the last episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they made it to the earth-bending city where he like
Oh,
slides
okay.
slides down the thing and ruins the
Okay.
guy's cabbages and
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
they're in the
so
Earth Kingdom. I forget what that
yeah,
place. Bossing Say. That's it. Yeah, Bossing Say.
yeah, so
There is no war in Bossing Say. That's like a thing. Yeah.
so
Did he meet Boomy? Did he meet Boomy in that episode? That's a card I'm hoping they make.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So it hasn't happened yet. Okay,
Yeah.
it gets crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm
But
glad. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
yeah,
It's a worthwhile watch. It stacks
yeah,
up pretty good. So
yeah. It's fun. So I like the little kid's voice. I like Aang's voice, but like I said,
it's
Zuko's
pleasant.
Zuko's voice just kind of bothers me. So I thought it was a kid trying to do an adult voice, but it's like a kid or a man trying to do like an angsty teen voice. So
Yeah,
it's
it is. It
probably
is.
probably I feel like it's just somebody trying to do a voice. It doesn't feel natural to me. So
Yeah,
that
I wonder if in the future we'll just have a thing to like change voice settings. It'll just be like,
oh God.
change this voice actor. I hate it. And then you're like, oh, I can
Oh
watch it now.
no. Oh no. No, we don't need that.
I just had $1 million idea right there. How to make some more
I,
money off of AI and get more.
yeah, I'm sure it's already in the works.
Yeah, you're
They're
gonna be like
plan.
everything is read by off-brand what's her name? Black Widow. Oh my God, I'm losing her name. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Um,
Yeah. See, I did it.
Scarlett
You know what I'm talking about.
Scarlett
Yeah,
Johansson.
it's not Scarlett Johansson, but it might as well be the voice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Welcome to the media dystopia. Soon, you'll realize that I've just been an AI the whole time.
so we've been talking about like different ways to play, Magic. Like we had the bundle battles and all that stuff. I've been seeing these like shorts on Instagram, of these guys. They talk about like different ways to play Commander, and one of the ones I saw, they were talking about. They called it Speed EDH, where you um, when you draw your cards, you basically get to put any two cards from your deck into your hand and then draw five. And they said like you could speed up the game by, you could put all seven cards in your, opening hand to make the game go like if you're wanting to do a game real quick, you have 20 minutes.
Uh,
You could speed it up this way by just sculpting your opening hand. Obviously, like if you're playing like a combo deck, if do all seven cards, then it's going to be over pretty fast. But like if you're
huh.
playing fair decks and you just want to do like a quick game, you know you're on like a time crunch or whatever, you just kind of say, okay, well, everybody picks two cards out of their deck, and puts those in their hand, and then they draw five, and so it goes a little bit faster that way. So, yeah, they have all kinds. I apologize, I don't remember the name of the channel, but I'll mark it next time, and because they come up with some pretty interesting, ideas for different ways to play, EDH or Commander or whatever. So, but that I thought that was pretty interesting. So.
They need to do a more Type 4. You remember Type 4? I don't know if anyone
I
even has
don't
made any
remember
comments
Type
on that.
4.
What? You don't remember Type? So Type
No.
4 was like this extra game. You had one stack in the middle. Everyone drew off it. I think you could have like, I think you didn't, I don't even remember if you had to start. You had so many cards in your hand to start. I don't think it was a full grip, but you draw and you could play one spell a turn and you had infinite mana.
Okay.
And that was kind of the gimmick. But like cards that were in the Type 4 stack were like not supposed to be like Fireball and stuff like that. So like,
Hmm.
or things with like unlimited abilities like Shivan Dragon, or sometimes people would just say they'd cap the ability to use like so many times in a turn. But
Yeah.
it was so wacky. Like you draw, you'd play your thing, and then somebody else could do something, but only once. And so you're just trying to get an advantage. You play multiplayer too, so it was super fun. And
Huh.
I remember there was like there's this card called like Glare Wielder or something from Slot. It's like it has an ability. It's like 5 and a white, like prevent all damage from a thing and deal it to something else. So when it was out, like no one could attack except for the Glare Weirder, which was like a 3/3. It's just like get beat to death.
Yeah.
And
That's
then yeah, it was fun.
it sounds similar to like Pygal. Have you played Pygal with Magic? So
Uh-uh.
you just open a pack and you make four decks out of it, each three cards, and
Mhm.
each player starts with five life. You have unlimited mana each turn, and uh, you your opponent picks what pile they want you to play first, and
Oh,
so you play. It's like a super quick game, because it's only five life. So like if you had like a 5/5 haste dude, you could win on the
it's
first
over.
turn. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so you want to like it. It really comes into like the deck building. These little three, or I think they're
Yeah.
three card decks, four card
Okay.
decks, and so you kind of want to space it out. Like if you want to make like an instant win deck, you want to have something that you could possibly survive. Like you're just cobbling them all out of the one pack. But it's a fun way to kind of play. If you're just opening packs instead of just cracking the packs. And I'm a big proponent of playing with all the cards you open. So we always find creative ways to do that. And Pygal, I think, has been around for quite a while. But we also do open three play all. So you open three packs, that's your deck, and then you have stacks of lands in front of you. So you have one stack for each color, and you get to play one land per turn. So you open your three packs, shuffle it all up. You're playing a five color deck, but you have access to all the mana. So we do that a lot too because um, it lets you learn some of the new, especially with new sets. It lets you like learn all the cards of the set because you're like when you go to a pre-release, you're only building two colors, two maybe three colors normally, so you don't get to see like two of the colors completely.
Mhm.
This way, you get to see all the cards, in the set, and it's a good way to learn, some of the cards in the set and everything. It can be kind of broken, like if you have landfall, because you're going to trigger that every turn. We found that out with Edge of Eternity. So, yeah, some of this stuff can be kind of broken. But like if there's cards that say, search your library for a land card and put it on the battlefield, those cards are good. If it says put it on top of your deck, those cards kind of suck because you're gonna draw a land anyway.
Yeah.
So we always take out the non-basics unless you want to play with the non-basics, if they turn into creatures or something cool like that. But yeah, so that's a fun way to play too. The fun way to kind of use your
Just
packs
like
up.
the old
So
pack wars where you use the 3 of each basic land and the 15 cards, and then you play. Worked a
yeah.
little better when there wasn't a land in the pack, but stuff like that. Yeah. We
Yeah,
used to do that all the time, or Winston draft. Just so many good options, ways to play your cards.
yeah.
I actually there's the trading card game. Bleach used to have a trading card game. It's an
Hmm.
anime, and you had your deck, and then you had your mana deck, and you could draw from your mana deck or your real deck.
Yeah.
And then One Piece is a trading card game, and it's similar. It has a thing called Dawn, which is like lands, and it's like a 10, I think it's like a 10 max land deck, and then you have
Oh,
your spells, and your Dawn just taps like land sort of. Um, but yeah, so it's interesting that games have done that. I remember having multiple discussions of people wanting Magic to not even have lands, and I'm like, no, it needs lands. The
yeah.
mana system's like the whole thing. But
Yeah.
then I always wonder if we ever did implement a thing like Hearthstone or any of those where it's like you can just pick your lands whenever. I'm like, how many people are just gonna intentionally make the wrong decision and lose because of it? They're gonna be like, I don't need a land right now. I lose now because I haven't played a land for like 3 turns.
Yeah.
He's just yeah,
Yeah.
capped out.
Yeah, like having the
So
being mana flooded or mana screwed is like part of the game, like
yeah,
it's I don't know. It's
they've been trying to minimize it. I mean, we have tons of land cycling, land fixing
yeah.
cards. We have lands that are spells now. I'm not totally against some of that. We've definitely done a lot recently, and it's like, why is it always like the mythic rare cycle that's one of those cards? That's really freaking annoying.
Yeah.
But interesting. I also heard a cool Edge of Eternities card combo that I didn't think about because all those cards in Dustborn say like if you're tapped in your
Uh-huh.
second main, so all those lands are just like, oh, I can just tap this now, right now. So like Kona, the one that's like a green guy who like he's 3 and a green
Uh-huh.
for a dude who says when he's tapped in your second main, you can put a permanent from your hand into play. You
Yeah.
just play that green land, and you're like, Kona, put anything into play, so kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. So,
Yep.
but just fun Magic stuff going on. People are playing a lot. Um, cool to like kind of look through our old collections and stuff and see what's going on, and buying, selling. Josh is gonna sell me his cloud a
Uh,
surge bundle for Final Fantasy so I can collect my set.
yeah. Yeah, I got it in Vegas, so I was lucky enough to get one
Yeah,
um in Vegas, so
but yeah.
yep.
And I missed out on the Festival in the Box. You
Oh yeah,
said
we
it
didn't
sold out
we
in 10
didn't
minutes or something?
Yeah, so in case you're not aware, the festival in a box for Atlanta went on sale on Monday and sold out like immediately. Yeah, so a lot of people were disappointed because had the Ur Dragon in it. It had the Sliver Legion. Had some pretty good
Hmm.
cards. So I mean,
Scourge of the Valkas.
yeah, which is
Yeah.
crazy because before on the festival in the boxes their limit was three, and they normally like sold out within like a day or two, but the limit was two on this one and sold out like it sold out for sure within the hour. Um,
I was shocked. I was like, I'm gonna have all day to buy these. This usually takes days to sell out. They were gone.
yeah,
I mean, to be fair, I feel like they had way better promos, but I was like, okay. So I missed
yeah,
out on getting mine.
yeah. So
But
I'll definitely be getting some in Atlanta. I freaking love the secret lair that they have with it that has like the Sliver Legion. Like it looks like he's like at a meet and greet at MagicCon, and then like um some of the other cards are out playing. It's like characters from Magic playing Magic. I freaking love that. Does that, I don't know, does that make me a Timmy or what? But I love it. It's yeah, I've it's one of my favorite things. Like one of my favorite secret layers. And normally you don't you only see some of it like on uncards and stuff like booster tutor and stuff like that. But I like seeing Magic on my Magic cards. I dig it. Like I wouldn't want a full set of it, but I think the secret layer is super cool. So yeah,
Kind of an in joke. I wonder if the Sliver Legion always shows up to MagicCon questions about slivers.
yeah. So yeah, I dig it. I'm happy that I be able to get one in Atlanta. So if they don't
Yeah,
sell
I'm
out
excited
there,
for
so
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we'll have to find out. Availability has been kind of crazy. I have, I think right now I have three X to three or four Spider-Man collector boosters boxes because of local stores deals over here.
yeah.
So I'm hopefully gonna get those, and I'm really not interested in Spider-Man. I just want to get them to get some money. Sorry, I'm being honest. But
Have you seen?
but yeah,
I think the Avatar collector boosters are like $1,100 right off the gate.
yeah, everything is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Spider-Man got to 1,000, so I heard it
Hmm.
went down and back up. And we're in our group here. We're trying to like foresee the future of what Wizards is gonna do, and we're thinking like we got three Marvel sets, Spider-Man. So our guess is Spider-Man, X-Men, and then Avengers. And then we're guessing next year we're getting either Star Trek or Star Wars, which I'm guessing Star Wars.
Mm.
Um, and then we get maybe a second Lord of the Rings, and then maybe followed by a sequel to one of the other things, or maybe Fallout, or maybe Final Fantasy again.
So
And then so that's our
I don't know if you guys saw this. On Mark Rosewater's blog, somebody said, "Hey, this kind of sucks. If we don't like Universes Beyond, we got to set out the rest of the year because we got Spider-Man, Avatar, and it's August, so 4 months where there's nothing for us to do." And he said that in the future they're going to do in universe universes beyond and universes beyond. So it's
oh okay.
gonna so it's gonna have an even like cadence to it. So
Well, it's because they doubled up this year because Avatar got switched with Lorwyn, right? That's like the
it
whole thing.
it did, yeah. And I
Yeah. So that's
maybe that's the reason. So
yeah,
they could keep that on off kind of rotation.
yeah. Well, and then we
Well,
got to think they're gonna eventually gonna do like Modern Horizons 4, and things like that will be happening. And then
I
we have
don't
our just
know.
regular sets.
They've kind of said that the like master sets and like the Modern Horizon sets that they probably aren't going to be doing not any but very many of those. They're going to be fewer and far in between. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I saw
I'm
that.
happy to hear that, honestly.
I
I'm
saw that
happy
a
to
few
hear
months
that.
ago. I was I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really engage with the Masters products or the Modern Horizons products, but man, Modern Horizons 3 was such a fun set to play.
It
So,
it was
but
fun. It just sometimes the power level on those sets are too high, and
uh,
it's just like
yeah.
it shakes the game at its
I mean,
fundamentals. It's like how
it
many
was
1 to 3 mana cards can we make this busted?
it was
You know?
Eldrazi, so of course I was in on, I was there for it, but um so yeah, so yeah, so
Well,
we'll
they love you too, Josh. They love you too.
we'll find out. Hopefully, find out all the next year's sets in Atlanta. They should release the 2026 release schedule. So yeah, I would love to see X-Men. That would be cool. But
Yep.
yeah, so we
Well, so all I know for next year for Magic is Lorwyn. So that's my big hype for Magic set.
and
So
Strixhaven.
I'd love to know. Oh, it's Strixhaven. Oh
We
yeah,
know
true.
that,
Strixhaven. So
and
so
we
again, just Lorwyn for me. So I just not care about Strixhaven.
but so we know for sure we're getting two Marvel sets next year, right? I think they said that.
Did they?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
I
sheesh.
think
Two?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so no Star Wars maybe then. Or I guess there's three sets, right?
There would be three. Yeah, there should be three in universe, three universes beyond. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, that
I
would be a
think
crazy year if they do two.
yeah, I think two. I think we're getting two Marvel sets next year. So
So my I was corrected on my Marvel lore, which fine. Apparently there's six stones or whatever,
oh
six
yeah,
Infinity Stones, which but that there's speculation right now that there's probably if we expected it to only be three Marvel sets, that there's actually two in Spider-Man. There'll be two in the subsequent ones. So we were speculating there might be more than just the Soul Stone.
no, I bet the way it works out is we get uh two in the two one in Spider-Man, two in the next Marvel set, two in the Marvel set after that, and then we get the final and the Gauntlet in the same set. I bet is the way it
So you
works
think there'll
out.
be another set? Though, so there'll be four sets.
Yeah, because isn't yeah they're gonna so we get the two Marvel sets next year, and then I think we'll get the like um culmination in 27. I think
Okay.
of the Infinity anyways. So
Okay. Yeah, because we were trying to think of how it would be, and the only sets we could think of was like Spider-Man. The only IP groups we could think of Spider-Man, X-Men, and then all of Avengers. But I
yeah,
guess they could break it up some other way. Maybe there's enough content to do before stuff. I mean,
they
there's
could they
enough
could
content.
they could do like a Civil War set where it's like Captain America versus Iron Man, or they could do stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
this just depends on the appetite. But if we're getting two Marvel sets, so we could do Marvel, Star Wars, Strixhaven, Lorwyn, and then so we're just missing one in-universe set, which
hmm
should be a new set because that would
yeah,
be a place to
yeah,
put a new set.
because the other two
So
are
that could
returns. So yeah,
be like, what would that be? Another space theme?
no, no,
Would that be? I mean, the only thing we were aware of is like Muruganda, maybe if they wanted to get some dinosaurs going on, because that's
yeah.
technically new. They could do
I,
Avishkar because it's technically new now.
no,
I don't know.
I think it'll be a whole
Yeah.
new plane. I think it'll be a whole new plane. Yeah.
I'm wondering what it'll be because it's like to me that's a mystery. I'm like, what's the next frontier for Magic? We just broke open space. We did cars. What's our new territory in the last few years? I'm like, what will we do now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ninja Turtles world, New York City.
We'll find out in a month. So hopefully we'll
Cool.
find out in a month. Yeah.
Shards of
Let's see.
Alara. I need it. Do it again. Right. No more Capenna.
All right. Well, we will. I'll see you guys in Atlanta. I got my meet and greet on Saturday, or meet and greet on Sunday. Doing the set symbol challenge on Saturday, and we'll hopefully have a lot more information then. But we'll be back next week. We'll find some Magic news to talk about, and maybe you can share an update on your invasion commander list, because I'm really that intrigues me, or your cube. I kind of dig
Yeah, yeah.
that. So yeah, I'll
Cool.
pay attention this week. Hopefully, will be going live on YouTube and Twitch and getting this collection figured out. So seeing what's in it, seeing if I got ripped off, or got screwed out of some money, or
I got
if
a
I'm
list more of the collection I bought. I
what I'm
got
real.
anyone looking for these culling rituals? I think I have the last one on eBay. There's none on TCG Player. This last one sold for like 60 something, and I was like, man, I almost want to list this for 100 because there's no other ones.
Yeah, no competition.
Yeah, but no one bought that one at 67. So,
Yeah, I'm hoping there's some Nazguls in here, because Nazgul's uncommon, and
oh
you know
yeah, those are worth a lot.
yeah, it could help pay for some of this. So also the I'm sure that's not, but the soul rings that were like in different languages, those were in the
Oh
uncommon
yeah.
slot. Those are in the uncommon
Oh,
slot. Yeah, in collector's boosters. So if you just go through and pull out the rares, then there's that chance. I doubt it,
gambling.
but yeah, it's a gamble. So all right,
Cool.
you got anything else for this week?
No, that's it for me, Josh.
Okay, we will see you next week. Don't forget to like, shower, and subscribe.